Damn storage on my phone is low. This is to be a part two, but wear your seatbelt because when I had my follow up appointment with Doctor, I think it's Kelly Perkins in Baptist East. Um, there was just me and this one other guy, and he had those walker things that like attach to your arms. And it was just me and him. It was like 8 in the morning on a Monday, which is weird because it's usually full in there. And she's a good doctor. And he asked me what I was in for, and I said that I got in a wreck and everything, and it wasn't my fault. And he's like, "You wear your seatbelt?" I said, "Yeah." My mom always told me to wear my seatbelt. I always listen to what my mom say. The Bible says honor your mother and father. That's part of it. But anyway, um, he said it's a good thing. He's like, always wear your seatbelt because I didn't wear mine. And so he went from being normal to real wobbly and disabled and all types of whatever. I don't know what the issue was. I didn't ask. But that's the difference between wearing your seatbelt and not wearing it. A lot of y'all think you're grown or cool, but you don't want to be grown and cool and end up paralyzed or crippled like him or anything because people are goofy and they drive reckless and whatever. But when you're driving, just let the person go in front of you instead of trying to go past them or cut them off. And I was driving the car today, my friend's car, and the people were in there outside honking and road raging. And don't do that because people out here will shoot you. Like seriously, you should only be honking your horn if it's like someone's about to cause an accident or if there's like someone in the road or something like that, or if you need help. But anyway, I've done all the surgeries here. Oh, I forgot about my other brain surgery, the radiation, gamma knife, cyber knife radiation surgery. That didn't work. And Dr. Wu at the Louisville Brown Cancer Center um, told me that I was his worst patient he's ever seen and had because he's never not been able to help a patient to some degree. And I asked him if he can redo the surgery. He said no because if we redo it, I have like a 100% chance of getting another head disease that where it makes you feel like your face is on fire. Then you got to wear some type of cream stuff like lidocaine or whatever or ketamine. I don't know what it would be. And then to fix that problem, they got to do surgery on your brainstem. So he said I can't do no more surgeries. I've done them all. This is out of their expertise now, so that's why I went on Reddit and the guy that has what I have. Since I've had this in 2016, I've only met about 7 people that have what I have or met them through someone that I interacted with. And I've been here 9 years. So in 9 years, I only met about 7 or 8 people that have what I have. So that's how rare it is. But about maybe 40 to 50% or so, maybe 25%, they take themselves out because the pain is too bad. So then I have to manage how much pressure I'm putting on my head because of that. So then I can't sleep and my mind can never rest really. That's why I try to, stream and like play a game or with the cats or talk with y'all or whatever because it helps keep my mind off of that. And if I can sit up, I can not put pressure on me. That's what I'm trying to not do now. So the guy on Reddit said he got experimental procedures and it helped him. It fixed it, like it stopped his pain, and it didn't come back. And it's been like 4 years, he said. But I live in Kentucky and I have Medicaid at Health in Kentucky, but they don't cover out of state stuff and they only cover what's medically necessary. And I got to get prior authorization for like my Concerta and my hydrocodone and all that stuff. They don't even want to pay for that, but they do because the painkiller and mental health, those are obviously medically necessary. But they don't think a scoliosis brace is necessarily, even though it's a disease thing, whatever. So I'd have to pay for to fly or take my car, which is far from here to Texas, and not really a fan of flying because of all that. But um, I'd have to fly from here to Texas back and forth to get the procedures, have a hotel, and then you Lyft and Uber and all that stuff, and then the actual expenses for the stuff just gonna be very expensive. So that's why I put it at 500,000. But none of the surgeries worked. I haven't been able to raise the money to get this treatment done, and if I would have got that money, I could have hopefully got cured and got back to work. And none of that's come to fruition. And before the court date, I was trying to raise the money, updating my GoFundMe and update on here, and been on Twitch and YouTube and stuff, and it just ain't happened. And my family's like, "Did you do this, do that?" I've already done everything. My churches and the local places that help have done everything that they can do. Neighborhood place told me they helped me with $1,000 last time. That's the last thing they'll ever do. My church has said that they can't do no more, even though they can. Asked my church to share my GoFundMe, they wouldn't do that. And Jesus says to help those in need, the lame and the meek, or the whatever, the less fortunate. And it's not about soliciting. That's not soliciting. That's a body of Christ member needing help. And if it was me and I was the guy doing that outreach thing to help people with rent and whatever, I would share the GoFundMe. I would do, but that's me. And see, that's the thing. A lot of people are what you would do, and someone helping, they won't do for you. But that's between them and God. But now I gotta try to find a place that can foster Harley and Joker, because I really, I was hoping, I was praying and positive and all that for some kind of good outcome with the documents I had for the eviction thing, the court. They didn't even look at it. And if y'all been that happen and you have extreme hardship and illnesses and surgeries and people dying and all this, you can understand that it's such a slap in the face that you can't even, that they don't even have the courtesy, even though it says it on the paper, on the eviction paper, you can bring in evidence. It's just a baseline 7 days for everybody, and they don't even take the documents into consideration. So it's like, why even have it on there? You might as well just say 7 days to pay or 7 days to leave. That's what you might as well say, because that's what they did to everybody. Wasn't no empathy, wasn't no uh, nothing. They didn't even ask why you got the eviction thing. They don't give a fuck. But in Kentucky, if you have an eviction on your thing, you can't rent nowhere. And then nobody wants to be your roommate because you're a bum, even though I'm not. And that's why you should never assume. You should ask questions, because you don't know someone's situation. Anyways, but I ain't gonna live much longer in this condition, man. Like, it's, the stress is literally killing me. And yeah, I could live outside with my cats and shit, but I don't want to put them through that. That's a whole nother problem. I don't even want to look at them right now, because thinking of losing them is upsetting me too much. Because I don't got nowhere for them to go. Got no money to move this shit in here. Can't fix my car. I can't pay my rent. I'm just fucked. And I never lived longer than nowhere than a year as an adult. And God got me here. And right down the road is the church I used to live in when I was homeless. I lived in that church for 30 days with Pastor Gwen in Washington. And then when I moved back home to take care of my dad uh, before he died in 2017, my mom died in 2010. So I took care of my mom. She had cancer and all that, extreme addict, pills and all the drugs, intravenous and all that, and painkillers and alcohol her whole life. Then the last 3 months of her life, she got right with God. Some told me to go in the room with her, and she woke up just like the Forrest Gump scene. I said, "I love you, Mom." And she said, "You know how much that means to me." And then she said, "I saw a man at the end of the road with a black face, which was like the Grim Reaper." And then a few days later, she died. But before she died, she watched Joseph Prince with Anita, her friend from the Looney Bin. They're best friends. And I call it the Looney Bin because I've been in the Looney Bin. But a few days later, a week later, she died after she forgave her mom. And she had her cross on. And then I gave that cross to Anita because I wanted her to have it because they were best friends, and she helped keep my mom alive longer. And then Anita was like, "Yeah, I don't know how you get up every day, Sydney." And the same, I always think about that. It's like, I don't know why I get up and how I get up. Like, why? Just for shit like this to keep happening. And if you look at my GoFundMe and my other stuff, I'm not talking about little. Like I was doing 2 years ago or whatever. 3 years ago. I was doing DoorDash to pay the LG&E, and my fucking car broke down. The flex pipe broke in the middle of doing this shit, and I was gonna have the money. Just trying to take care of my fucking cats. Can't even do that. Can't even. My car can't even work for me. Don't nothing fucking work. Every goddamn thing just fucking breaks down and just goes bad. And then, but when I moved back, and then Carrie, their Anita's daughter, me and Forrest were best friends, like a brother. That Anita and Mr. Bearden have Forrest and Carrie, and then Carrie ended up living there for a while, and her dog got hit by a car chasing a ball, Mila, and then their dog Otis got backed up in the cul-de-sac and ran out and got hit on accident because they were like Cookie and Otis out, the dogs, and they would go on the cul-de-sac and do their thing. Did it for 20 years, and everybody knew, but the person was a visitor and didn't see Otis and ran him over. So then the guy came up the driveway and handed me Otis, and there's a trigger warning here, so if you don't want to hear this, you need to stop the video and just skip. But like a serious trigger warning, especially if you like animals, love animals. But he said, "Hey, I'm sorry, I killed your dog on accident. I hit him. I didn't see him." And so he handed him to me, and I set him down in the chair to get Mama or Mrs. Bearden, Anita, and I set him down in the chair, and he was wrapped up in a towel. And again, trigger warning, like seriously. Uh, and his eye came out of his head. And then when Mom was dead on the floor, Anita was like, "Oh, Malcolm, you never have to worry about a place to live." And then Carrie moved back, and then the night my mom died, Carrie went in the room with me and held me just in the dark. Didn't do nothing. And just helped me, just consoled me. Because I wasn't going to be alive enough through that night if she didn't. So God bless her for that. And because she was there, she wanted, me and my mom were in her room. And then they wanted her to have her old room back. And I guess they weren't comfortable with me being there because of like, they might have thought there was something going on there. And then they kicked me out. And I was homeless again, living in Kennesaw State University with a bunch of dorm chicks. I was like dating two of them, and the other two were, one of them was friends, the other one I didn't see. Like, you know how fucked up it is to tell somebody they don't have to worry about somewhere to live and their mom's dead on the fucking floor? You don't do shit like that, man. And I gave I gave her my mom's fucking cross. I'm not mad or nothing, it's just fucked up at the highest level. And if you hear me talk about my mom, you know how much I love my mom. She was the best mom ever and the worst mom ever, duality because of her addictions and all that. But the stuff that she did better, the good stuff, outweighed the bad stuff. But the bad stuff's really fucking with me, especially like right now. Look at this. Look at it. What's on the TV? Y'all see that? And then I was talking about like, why is God doing all, not helping me and stuff? Because I done, went through it all and did what I need to do and prove my mettle and bear the fruit and this and that. And like somebody does a Ouija board and worships Satan, and they get $10,000 the next day, and I can't even get, $30 to feed my cats. They don't make no damn sense. And I know my Bible and everything you're gonna say I've done, but it's like I've been homeless 20 plus times, and then when I moved back home to take care of my dad in 2015, I got baptized at Southeast Christian in Blankenbaker when I lived over there, and I moved over there in Garden Hills, Garden Cardinal or Garden Court Apartments or something. There's a BB&T there, and it's right across the street from Southeast Christian Church. And I moved in that apartment so I could be at the church, and I was always in the church, specifically to be close to God. And that's where I had my 5 attempts at. And I tried to get up one day to go to work, and there was like, it was paralysis. I didn't see nothing, but the devil or a demon, a strong demon, was pressing me down, and I couldn't get up. Like I could feel my muscles trying to like move to get set up, and I couldn't set up. And then I didn't renew my lease. Then I was gonna move to Texas. I contacted the Spurs headquarters. They were going to give me a job. I told them how they saved my life and this and that. And I was dating this chick named Jennifer. And I had my car packed up, and she says, "Hey, where are you going?" I said, "I'm moving to Texas." And then she's like, "Oh, you don't have to do that." So I ended up living with her. And from 12 to 25, I didn't have my cats because I lost my cat Domino. That's a long story. Basically, me and my mom and dad had to move in with my auntie Lois, and that's where my car is. That's where I was at before I was here. She didn't charge me rent or nothing. And um, they didn't like cats, so he lived outside, so he basically ended up running away, and then I tried to get to him to call him. And, you know, every night. And he was in the dark, and I could hear him. He was so close, and then heaven was like 2. And she ran out. She's like, "Oh, kitty." And then he ran away, and that's the last time I seen Domino. So from 12 to 25, I didn't have cats. And when I met Jennifer, she got me Joker. And he saved my life. And if you listen when I had my first flare up of the trigeminal neuralgia, it's on my GoFundMe page. It's a trigger warning thing. It's just a black video because I'm in the dark, and you can hear him pacing his bell. He's trying to help me, and me and him have moved like 9 times. And everybody's like, "Oh, you need to get rid of that dumb cat. It's just a dumb cat." Like, no, cats. When I didn't have nothing, and I wanted to kill myself when I was little, I had suicidal ideations and feelings since 3 because the abuse was so bad. And then I was like, "Oh well, if I die, then," and this is past tense when I was little. This is not present tense. And I was like, if my dad kills my mom or mom kills herself or whatever, or if she overdoses or whatever, then I'm gonna kill myself to be with my mom, but we're both gonna be in hell. I had that feeling my whole life, but it was especially more worse when I was little. But we got her to the kingdom, so she's good and my dad's good, and he made up with God and everything. And me and him made up. Me and my mom made up. But then I got Harley for Joker, and she saved his life because since we moved so much, he's got real bad separation anxiety and PTSD and kitty issues mentally. And I promised him I always give him a forever home. And I got a little people in my life, people that care about me, but and Joker, I can't even look at him right now. My baby. I can't even take care of my cats. And I can barely get around. My entire body is in agony. at like the worst levels, and it wouldn't be as bad if my back wasn't how it is. But if when your back is messed up, your spine is your whole nervous system. Your whole body operates in your spine up. If you don't know that, so when people are like, "Oh, get a job," or "Oh," like y'all not understanding, some people can't work. If I could get my head fixed, I could deal with the back stuff or something, and buy the scoliosis brace and suffer through that, but I don't have the pain. And then I don't want to take all these fucking painkillers and the gabapentin and muscle relaxer, but I have to because I can't live without it. You can't handle the pain without it. And it's like y'all keep saying, keep on praying, keep on praying. I was like, what am I supposed to do? Wait till the last second and something happens, but then the next day I drop dead from stress? Then what's the point of that? To me, that's cruel and unusual. I'm not necessarily questioning God. I'm just saying it just seems a little bizarre. People worship Satan and get stuff overnight, and then we go through the worst stuff you can imagine, and we just have stuff like this happen all the time. But what if you're supposed to help save somebody and find them to the Lord, but then you're a day late getting your car fixed, and then you could have saved them, and then they were gang banging or on substances or whatever, and then they die, and it's too late, and they're not saved. You see what I mean? But how can I make testimony videos or stuff online if I'm homeless? Don't got no internet, no nothing. You know. And anybody that's really went through the worst of the worst stuff that you can think of, so bad that you don't want to say it, and some stuff you don't tell nobody because it's too bad. People just want to understand this happened to you when you were a child, and you're only a child once, and a child should be a child. And God says you're not supposed to harm a child, especially. You're the wrath of God if you don't repent is going to be something that you can't even hope to. You have no hope of stopping. That's how serious God takes it. Because we're all God's children, but the children are like babes. I think that's what they call them. Not babe like a husband or wife or whatever. Like a babe, like you're a baby, you're a babe. And people that are like, oh, I wish I could help. The people, maybe 1% of your people in your life, your family especially, cares about you. And the people that want to help can't. And the people that can help won't because they love money and material stuff more than they love you. But then when you die, they're the main ones like, oh my God,